I want to talk more about aid efforts as well. So let's welcome in Jason Straziuso, who's a spokesman for the International Committee of the Red Cross. Jason, thank you for being here. So the big headline today, Hamas releasing 2 more hostages. Those hostages are now with the Red Cross. So explain the role that your organization is playing in all of this.
From day one, we activated our relationship with Hamas. We approached them and we basically insisted on 3 things: that all the hostages be released as soon as possible. But if that weren't going to happen, that we be allowed to visit them and check on their health, make sure their welfare is okay. And then third, that they be allowed to exchange messages or even speak with their family members. So now, as of last Friday, you saw, and the whole world saw, that Hamas released the 2 American women. Our role in that was to meet the people that were holding them and take the 2 women, put them in a Red Cross Land Cruiser, and then drive them across Gaza into Israeli hands and make sure they were safe and then go back. It sounds simple, but of course it's quite complicated and complex and quite dangerous. You need the trust of the parties on both sides, that they believe that you're going to show up, that you're really the Red Cross, and that you're going to really do what you say you do.
And Hamas seems to be open to this kind of back and forth and also checking in on not only these hostages released, but the ones that are still being held?
So what I would say about that is that we do have a working relationship with Hamas, specifically on humanitarian issues. So you asked about, do we have access to these hostages? And the answer to that is no. We most certainly wish we did. We're speaking with Hamas, asking for this access. We'll continue to do that. We'll continue to work on it.
And I know that you've said this is a very delicate balance here. I'm sure discretion is certainly part of it. If you could, because I know these newly released hostages is still kind of unfolding right now, can you walk us through how the release of the hostages on Friday came to be?
Well, there would have been extremely close contact between us and then the parties on the 2 sides here, and only a very small handful of people inside the Red Cross would know that that contact is taking place, that these plans were taking place, because trust is so crucial to this, and something can go wrong at any moment. If I'm a Red Cross worker in Gaza, I put on my Red Cross vest, a symbol of neutrality. I get in the car, I go to the agreed upon point, and we greet the hostages, in this case the women, and put them in the car and then drive them across town. And that's really all our role is confined to, because we hand them off to the authorities, who will do the medical checks and will reunite with the families. But of course, it's an important role, and we're happy to do it. Speaking
more broadly, there's of course concern about aid in Gaza. So what are the critical needs there right at this moment?
At the top of our list is safe drinking water. We knew as soon as this crisis happened that there was going to come a point when there was a real dearth, a real lack of safe drinking water in Gaza, and I think we're starting to see those effects now. I will say that the International Committee of the Red Cross, we do have 60 tons of aid ready to move into Gaza, and among that aid is chlorine tablets to increase the safety of the water, and we're eager to get that in. And then the second point that I mentioned was, we think it's absolutely critical that hospitals can run at full capacity, that all the machines that keep patients alive, whether it's an incubator or a dialysis machine, is able to work.
And I know that you work in conflict zones, but how would an Israeli ground invasion complicate those efforts to get that aid?
Well, we would only move in a place that was safe. A, we're not going to put our staff in danger, but B, we're not going to try to deliver assistance in a location that is being affected directly by the fighting, and then that has the effect of attracting people to a location for, a food assistance or medical assistance or whatever the case is. We wouldn't want to attract people to a location that's not safe. So if a ground invasion happens, then it will reduce the area that we can safely operate in. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is that one of our concerns, not just here in Gaza, but globally, is the increase in urban conflict. We know that urban fighting brings quite often higher cases of civilian casualty and long-term damage. And we work with all parties, and the parties in this case as well, to try to minimize that civilian harm as much as possible.
Jason Straziuso from the International Committee of the Red Cross, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.